Summertime, så du min, og jeg vild med dig. Summertime, honey, solen danser, du og jeg. Hver evig eneste morgen, der går jeg i skoven.
So hi there and welcome to this week's Modern Shaman Maria in RainbowLand Astrology Report. What a lovely way to start. I just got a kiss from my partner, and here is Mooney, someone who's probably passing the gates to the other side soon. She's 105, I said it before. In man years, 15 in dog years. So I thought this time I would make the report less stationary and more flexible, so you can see where I am. Actually, I'm wearing this in a second to make sure that the sound is on and that it's alright during the filming, so don't mind the cable here. Alright, so what about this week? First I have to ask you, how about last week? How was that for you? I mean, for me, I had a bunch of readings, and I discovered that I really felt how my job right now on the channel and with anyone who comes to me is to guide everyone to go towards the highest potential version of ourselves. We are light workers. If you're watching this channel, we are all on this planet responsible, but some are zombies sleeping, which with what I mean by that is that awareness is in a three-dimensional degree, so not in contact with the other dimensions or the higher self, so maybe not aware of what needs to be done, just following the old flow. But all of us who are aware enough, and if you're watching this and you haven't turned on the stop button yet to this report, you're probably having a very important role as well. And then you probably might say, oh, but how important can my role be? I just live here in this Plymouth or whatever town where I can do nothing. We can all make a difference no matter where we live. If you're on this planet and you know people and they know you, it's not about what we say, it's what we do. It's who we are, it's the energy we are. And if you follow your heart, if you follow what you came here to do, if you look more deeply into your own chart, or you can just look into your intuition, you don't need astrology to find the answers. Ask your intuition, ask your higher self, get in contact with it, find silence from the mind so that you can hear the higher mind and find out what is it that you can attribute with here on this planet to make it alter the vibration, to make a consciousness and the evolutionary path of this life alter for all of us. We need to reach a certain tipping point when we are a certain number, and it's in the 20%, 22%. I don't remember the exact percentage that some wise people have figured out, but it's not that many of us. But when we are that percentage, it will tip so that all the awareness will rise for all of us, and all the people who aren't aware will become aware. Look at this beautiful plant. This is why I wanted to make it less stationary, so we could look at nature. So the reason why I'm walking in nature here with Mooney is because today I want to take up the subject or the topic from last week. And remember, this is a collective report. Later on you'll get to your personal sign, sun sign. Either I will put them together, or you need to go to your personal sign to see it. I was talking about the yin energy as I sat over here last week with Mooney. And the funny thing is that this is what we need. To refine the balance on this planet, we need that yin energy, which is also the contact with nature. It's the receiving parts of ourselves, where we don't always aggressively act and try to reinforce what we want, our will, and act to achieve. Do, but receive to achieve. to go into the flow, etc., etc. Life's so funny enough because I'm always the giver. I always give, just as I give you these reports. I give, no matter who I meet. They're like, oh, you're the giver. And I never charged anything until now for my astrology for many years, or for whatever shaman services I did. I always did it for free. But what happens? How do you survive without money? So I ended up working all the time and not gaining too much. So now I'm finally learning, as we have Uranus in Taurus, for all of us, we need to learn our self-value and to appreciate ourselves. But as I was giving, this is a yang energy. And you have to remember this, that yin and yang is not about man and woman. It's the feminine and masculine. So it's not about that the men has to be more female. No, men and women has to have the feminine side activated. Because in the Western society and culture, that is the whole problem. We don't have those sides activated. We always, like even the sexuality amongst women has been so that aggressively push up the breasts, push out the, show everything. I know that I showed some leg last week. I'm a designer, that's my excuse. No, but aggressively, I'm not saying that because I'm not necessarily that good at it either. But I'm learning, like in the relationship, the woman would also take the initiative, or the man, it would be more like push, and not so much showing emotion, showing, the receptive side. So life forced me to be receptive by giving me a sickness, because then I just had to receive. I couldn't go around giving here at a seminar where I'm at, family seminar here in Vras, Sande, with a lot of people who meditate. I couldn't come. I had to stay out here in nature and be sick. I'm just recovering now, and I did reports, readings, even though I was sick. So what is it in your life that you can do to receive more? I was definitely forced to do it. And this week, there's so many things going on. You can't believe it. So it's so intense, and we really have an opportunity, especially in our relationships, to alter things. We have a lunar eclipse, a solar eclipse, one of the last. There's one more actually on the 21st of January in Leo, but it's almost in 0 degrees, 0 point something degrees of Leo. So this is the last where we really have the Leo energy. Last chance to make a difference in this regards of your life. Creativity-wise, follow your heart, put that into action, do something for your children, make a new thing with your loved ones, but also Mercury is retrograde. So this means that it's talking, maybe understanding something from an old relationship, talking to an old lover, of discussing something in your relationships now about your children, about your lovers, or romantic partners, the one you share romantic intimacy with. With this Mercury retrograde, of course, it has something to do with the past. Now the dog is going into the water, and it's actually there are too many algae in them because of the heat here in Denmark, which has been extreme. Everything is drying out. You can see nature here is drying out. It's actually not so good. We need water. We need more feminine energy. Even here in Denmark, physically, you can feel that this land is being dried out. Look how beautiful this house is. Oh my God, I feel, when you get something like this, it's because you manifested it by believing in it. So remember quantum physics. What we think we are worthy of, what we know is possible, and dare to believe is possible, we can have. Just as this, oh no, Moni, don't go into the water, please. No matter if it's me who's the owner, or if it's my partner who's the owner, or if it's the government who's the owner, whoever, whatever comes into your life, you manifest it somehow. Through good intentions, through, of course, also the schedule of your life, the plan, your destiny, the journey, but also daring to release whatever is blocking you from actually going, whatever kind of fear. Often it's fear-based, or not feeling deserving of, or whatever. So these are times where we need to let go of things that are blocking us from manifesting what we really want. We also have squares. We still have the Mars Uranus squares I mentioned last week. Did you feel it? Which topic was repeated that was in May as well for you, that you had to handle again? We have the Saturn Uranus trine, which is helping us. You know, the Mars Uranus square is making us want to break free and be more independent and not be restricted by anyone. But the Mars, the Uranus Mars, the Uranus Saturn trine is helping us stabilize, ground things. It's in the earth signs, so it's helping us ground things that need stabilization in our lives in regards to our professional path, our career, and also money-wise. So it's also about our value, our self-value, because it's Uranus activated, and Uranus is going retrograde this week as well. So this is wild. So many things are happening that I hope that you guys that aren't so familiar with astrology can hang on to what I'm saying without, losing it. Because I know it's a lot of information. You'll understand little by little that we need to let go of things. We need to burn things that no longer serve us in a rapid pace, and we can do that. Have you ever heard about quantum physics, quantum healing? This is where you don't think about, I need to work with this for 10 years with the psychology, talk about this and that many times until it's able to be released. No, you can release now. You can decide, okay, I'm ready to release it now. I'm ready to let go. I'm ready to break free from, because Uranus is breakthroughs, and break free, break through. But first, you have to break something down in order to be able to break out, right? So we need to go into our own little rooms, silent rooms, in order to do so. So even though you feel like escaping because a bad feeling comes up, you need to do something about it. Consciously ask for help on the other side. Ask your intuition for help. This is also the yin energy. If you're in doubt, but what can I do? I'm in this situation. Everything is so bad and blah, blah. Don't panic. You have to trust the process. I know that I'm saying this all the time. Even though you lost a job, lost a friend, lost a lover, lost the place where you stay, lost your favorite pet, you have to know when one door closes, another one opens. Trust the process and trust that you made this plan. I see that in every personal horoscope reading that I make. People made this plan. When I tune into the person and channel their higher self, it's so obvious that there's no mistakes. In astrology, there are no mistakes because it is a plan, it's a schedule. And this is what most people find it the hardest to accept, that there is a plan, that there is a schedule, because we want to be in control, but you need to let go of the need to control things if you really want to achieve what you came here for. And this is also important because we have another thing going on. We have Venus going into Libra. So this means Venus will square Saturn. So there's a Venus-Saturn square, and Venus is our relationships, is our self-worth, our value, self-value. In relationships also, and with Saturn being the cold planet, you can feel that from your relationships, your partner may be feeling cold or distance, going on a business trip, not being there, but you have to accept it. Don't complain. It's supposed to be like that. Try to see if you can find the better, because the partner is probably also feeling the same. So if you can give some warmth, even though you are the one feeling like you need the warmth, try to give what you also want. It then will come to you, and try to be the receiver, yin energy. Again, instead of forcefully wanting it. I tried it in my relationship now, because I'm always like, whenever my partner enters a room, I'm like, oh my God, you are just so sweet, so kissable, so amazing, such an amazing heart, and being the active Aries, that's a male energy that I have. I have a lot of masculine energy. And you're like, oh, but you look feminine. No, I have a lot of masculine energy. That's why it has nothing to do with man and woman. So I tried, instead of always when he comes into a room going to him, like hugging him, because even though we have the same horoscopes. So he's the same. So I'm never leaving room. I'm not exactly the same. He's a diplomat and I'm more like the free. We have a different ascendant, but then on top of my ascendant, he has his Mars and I have the moon on his. So, But so our face ascendant is the physical body, and the face in the world, the one that opens the door when someone knocks it and you come out before you show your actual self. But I tried to give room for the yin energy. So I tried, instead of me always saying a lot of things about how sweet, how cute he is, and I tried not just to be passive and neutral. and see what happened. Just to change my pattern, because I realized that I was actually seeking some kind of approval of that I was good enough due to some lack of self esteem or self value. I mean, just, oh, am I good? Sometimes I can doubt myself a lot because I have a lot of Virgo also, so I can tend to criticize myself a lot. So I tried, instead of seeking approval, because that's also a way of draining his energy. Maybe you can use this for something in your life, maybe you cannot. I'll share it because it feels right. And also it's a time to share your vulnerable side. It will leave room and space for others to do so. So it's a strength to share your vulnerable side. So I tried not to do these things, be passive, let him come to see. You know, it's not that he doesn't come if I don't do it, just to see what happened. The atmosphere between us has been becoming even more sacred. Something special happened, allowing room for this yin energy. I tell you, it's working. So, of course, if you're someone who has too much yin, it can also be that you need to put some more yang into showing your yin, you know. Be active in showing this side of yourself so that you have a balance between the two. Let me see if my dog is escaping. As I'm walking here, it's funny to report like this, even though the camera is a little heavy. So basically, we also, besides from the Venus square to Saturn, we also have a Mars-Venus trine, which is very nice. So you can experience some coldness in your relationships, but in your self-awareness, your self-esteem, your self-value, but you can also feel like Mars-Venus, of course, when they are in a good contact, there's a good balance between the aggressive Mars, more yangish energy, assertive, you know, wanting to penetrate, etc. But doing it in a more soft way, and Venus allowing it in a very beautiful, receptive way. So there are also great opportunities to connect with your partner and other people in a beautiful and harmonic way. So it's a week actually a month, because some of these aspects are going on for the whole month. So try to be accepting of whenever, oh, this feels wrong. Don't overreact. We actually have Mars. We have Black Moon Lilith on Tuesday at the beginning of this report. We have Black Moon Lilith moving into Aquarius, where we'll meet up with Mars. So a Mars, Black Moon Lilith conjunction, which means also a square to Uranus. So Black Moon Lilith is what we call the bitch goddess. The bitch goddess is the part of ourselves where we want to, you know, with all our deep felt emotions, to let the inner bitch come out, you know, with I love this expression, but you know, to say no, you know, with all your passion and emotion, to say no, this is not the way I want to be treated. I'm a woman, and you know, I'm not saying that I'm in favor of you just bursting out with this, because when it's in contact with Mars, of course, it can be very aggressive in its expression. So try to, you know, find room to release these parts at safe places. You know, maybe go out into nature, shout into the woods, or throw stones in the water, or do something where you don't hurt anyone by doing it. And then it's squaring Uranus. So Uranus is this, you know, observer, and the things are, the Black Moon Lilith is moving into the very detached and objective Aquarius, which means that it's in an Aquarius and Uranus are in their heads. So Black Moon Lilith is also getting it into the body. But it's a need to break free. It's a need to have some alone time. Maybe that can clash, you know, because Uranus wants to ground. No, Uranus doesn't, but it's in Taurus, so in the Earth sign. So it's activating this need to materialize things in a beautiful, harmonic, and, you know, a pace which is a natural rhythm, where you don't force things through. You let nature do its thing in its own tempo. But with Mars retrograding, while Mercury is also retrograding, and on top of Black Moon Lilith, Mars, everything seems to take 2 to 3 more times effort to to manifest. So this, in your personal report, I will of course talk about that. So I know that this is a lot of information at the same time, but try to be patient again this week. Try to see if you can manage to stay calm, because this eclipse, we also have eclipse, as I said in the beginning, the last one in Leo almost, there's also one in January, as I said, but this eclipse will last for 6 months. So when we go into your personal sun sign, you will see in which area this applies to your sign more concretely. But of course the collective report is also what's going on in general, so it's also important to know these things. Maybe the wind is going into the camera right now. Yeah, so what else about the weekly report here? No more than that. Remember that the most important thing is not what I say, but we all have, 7.4 billion different realities. And this means that you should accept that your reality is your reality and try to get into an authentic version of yourself, but in a way where you also allow yourself to get in harmony with other people and to get in contact with your higher self. Get in contact with what you know is right, and where you actually feel like this makes my vibration stronger. I feel more passionate, I feel more happy, I feel more in alignment with myself. I feel this is right, even though rationally this may not seem right. But when I do this, this makes me happy. Then you're on the right path. You can always tell if you're on the right path if it excites you in a certain way. If you feel, okay, this feels right, even though it makes me tired, even though it takes effort, but this makes me feel right, and we can all make a difference. I mean, even if you're in an environment and you're like, but I only have 3 friends, they're the only people I talk to, I only talk to people from my work, you can make a difference just there. It doesn't matter if you only affect 2 or 3 people. It doesn't matter if you get 100 likes or not. We still have the North Node in Leo. This is about showing your authentic self 100%, not about getting 100 likes. Recognition comes from within. If you want that recognition, give it to yourself by doing what makes you happy. Then in the evening before you go to sleep, you can ask yourself, why am I feeling happy today? And you will know it's because you did what your heart told you to do and what felt right for you. I hope in some way that I can inspire you to actually go in and be truthful to yourself. Tell yourself the truth. Don't give yourself lies from your past that your parents told you, this is the way it should be, or this is how, No, what do you feel is right? And then follow that. Follow the path of the highest excitement. There's a channeler that also says this. Follow the path of your highest excitement. And I don't mean the excitement for chips. I know someone who has that. So let's get on with the personal sun signs. Let's see if I put it after this, or if I will put it so that you have to follow the link below here, as I upload it little by little, to your personal sun sign, because of course you need to see that. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, you can always ask me if there's anything you're in doubt of. Just write in the comment section. I always want to answer, and you can also get a private reading with me. Just follow the instructions below. Denmark, Plutp, heaven, checking out. And by the way, people are dying in my life. People and animals, but my uncle just died today. People are checking out, but he needed the release. He's at the most amazing place where we go when we're no longer here. I don't fear death. I'm certain that that's when you feel at home. But what we often fear is the loss of someone. But we never truly lose anyone. Because love will always prevail. Love will always survive time and space, any dimension. Love is eternal. Never dies. Vibration stays forever. So Aries, my fellow Aries. We're back here. Ras, Denmark, or Plutp, Denmark. Where, well, this is our new home. And of course we still live in Tokyo as well, but this will be our, what we think, you know, nothing is stable. The changes are going on all the time, but what we think right now will be our home for when we get old, though. You know, this is where we want to live when we leave Tokyo and have settled the things we need to settle out there. So Aries, my fellow Aries. So these are interesting times, since this is not the final, but one of the final, the second final degree eclipse in Leo, our 5th house. And the eclipse will last for 6 months. And if you go 18 years back in your life, what happened? I mean, for the world, 18 years ago, it was around the millennium shift. So if you remember the millennium shift, depending on how old you are, it had also got something to do with the internet, because everyone was afraid that as we shifted the millennium shift, that all computers would break down all over the world. So it had something to do with the Aquarius, and we also had 9/11 coming, you know, but that would be next year, 18 years ago. But what happened 18 years ago in your life, which kind of change? I discovered that for my clients, it's very obvious that some patterns are repeating, but in a new way at a higher level. So when we are having an eclipse here, it is a chance to gain something materially, to release and let go of something old, and to manifest physically something new. And this is our 5th house, the house of romantic partners. So it can be manifesting a new romantic partner, or it can be renewing something in your relationship where you alter the way that you are with your romantic partners. And since I am an evolutionary astrologer that believes in the evolution of the soul, then I am here to inspire you to follow your heart. Having creativity being expressed, a new step into your business. Because since the 5th house is our creative attributes and what we do creatively, it can also be that you have your own company, just like me, and that you take new steps forward, just like me as well. And this is a good chance. It lasts to do so. It lasts for 6 months. So it's a perfect time to do so. But as I said in the collective report, there's so many things going on. Hi, Moni. There's so many things going on that if I could talk forever for each sign. Let's go into the forest, Moni. It's very steep up here. I don't know if you can see it. It's our forest up until the hill up there. So I'm planning to make a house in one of the trees. We are. Look at all the beautiful gifts that nature has for us. Okay, so I'm going into the forest, and I'm going to mention again that we have the active, for all of August, we have the Neptune Jupiter trine active, and this is between our 8th and our 12th house. So this is our introverted, let me see, hidden signs where things are going on behind the scenes on a very deep transformational level, where we can deal with ancestors, with departed loved ones from the other side. Maybe you receive messages through your dreams from, for example, me. I'm very often having my mom visiting me, but I also have Venus and Mercury in the 12th house, according to my sun sign. So she comes like 2 or 3 times a week during the night. She died in 2009, and she's helping me a lot. So I'm often with her. So it's only my conscious, 3D self that's like, oh, I miss her, la la la. But frankly, soul-wise, I'm with her. I'm connecting with her in the subtle realms. And this is what we can do. We can get help from ancestors and departed loved ones through our dreams, through our intuition, and we can transform deep, manipulative sides of ourselves as well. Scorpio, ooh, this is very steep. I don't even know. I don't think Mooney is gonna come. She's too old to climb this. So you can still benefit from that as we are altering things. And Mercury is also going retrograde along with this, as I said in the collective report, along with this eclipse, solar eclipse in Leo. This means that we need to rethink and re-look over old situations and talk about, need to get talked about how things were and how can we improve it. Like if you look upon how they were and how we want them to be. So it's about contacting the past, what worked, what didn't work, and looking into the future. Maybe even like in past relationships, past the times with your kids, your children, how can you renew the way that you spend time with them? And I'm sorry that I'm out of breath like this. At the same time, as I mentioned, we also have between the 2nd and the 10th house, we have the trine between Uranus in the 2nd, some breakthroughs in your material world, your material life, and then the 10th house, which is your career, your reputation, but with Saturn, it's an older, maybe some wise man or some wise older teacher or someone, some consultant or whatever, will help you improve your career and finances in some way, while you are at the same time working with your spirituality and the deeper layers of your soul. But it's the earth sign, so we are grounding things. And as I'm speaking, we actually also have the moon going through Taurus, so I can really feel that sometimes we need to take things at the pace they want to be taken instead of just pushing forward full throttle as we can do as Aries, right? So that we can reach the top. I don't know if you can see this, but I'm climbing. I'm getting up higher and higher, but I have a challenge here because I chose to wear white in the forest. But all of the Virgo I have in my chart, I love white, even though there's colors on it as well. Okay, so we're going for the top here for my fellow Aries. So how is it going with you being more introverted and not forcing things through? Because I really want to encourage our sign to try to let our feminine side and receptive side come, so that we let the universe bring us the gift instead of always pushing forward for them, saying, why don't I want it this way? Try to turn down. That's also what the 8th and the 12th house is saying. Let go of that need to control. I know that I say certain things many times, and of course I repeat them, but also for my own sake, because I need to remember. So now we're getting to the top. All right, because I need to remember as well. Oh, it's beautiful up here. So once we let go of wanting things to, once we let go of wanting things, let me get the camera in control here. Let go of the need to having things be a certain way at a certain time. They will come and flow to us by magic. And we made the plan. Remember that. You have to trust the process, because we made this plan. You have to remember that I see different clients' charts, and through their charts, I really see and notice how we made these plans for ourselves, and there's always a reason for the things that happen. So we need to trust the process, because we can manifest through our thoughts. That's why quantum physics work. And then you're like, oh, but I tried to manifest the $1 million. Yes, but you also have to, follow your intuition and say, your soul don't care about how much money you make. You cannot take that with you to the next life or to the other side. Your soul cares about how you evolve on a soul level. So either it was not planned for you to have that money, because then there may be other paths that you don't go down. Because I know that had I made money on RainbowLand 5 years ago, I would have had kids with my ex, which was not the right man for me. I was waiting for Martin, which is my twin flame. But he wasn't ready until I was 30. I met him when I was 36. And we didn't go right into it. I mean, we connected immediately, but we connected on a heart level before we made it intimate and sexual, like that. But anyways, the whole point is that there's a divine timing for everything. And you have to trust that everything happens in the perfect timing. Death of something needs to happen before the rebirth and the sun can rise again. So best of luck, Aries. My fellow Aries. We are known to be leaders and we can lead the way. And the world needs more yin energy. This is not our sign. But we have the 4th house in the natural sign of Cancer, as a natural sign of Cancer. The 8th, all the water and the earth signs, which are feminine energy, are in the natural houses, so we can do it. We can also learn to let go of our masculine side and let the feminine side have a little more space. Because we will receive more. Now I'm talking to your ego. It will even benefit whatever your ego wants to do this, because you will find more balance. So thanks for watching, Aries, and good luck manifesting the dream and the path that you came here to manifest. Remember, you can do it if you dare to believe in it and remove any obstacles in your mind, in your core being, in your programming that is blocking you from manifesting it. So the Aries song of this week, the song that came to me was this one. And so this is Christmas, and what have you done? Near and the dear ones, the poor and the young. So Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one, without any fear. Da. So this is Christmas, etc. So let's not overdo it. And why this song? Well, it's about a new year, a new half a year. And Christmas for me is related to, love. Leo for me is the perfect idea of the energy of a perfect Christmas, the playful love, romance, all of this. So we have the opportunity to start over new if we change the ways. And it will be like Christmas, where you receive a gift if you actually alter and change these things. Even for some people it can be children, right? And a new child. And there is no... for some Aries, there are no greater gifts than the children, they say. So, yeah, song of the week for the Aries.
Easy sliding down on me. You are now in my arms forever, all the way eternity. Set you free to be loved, my feeling jeg er vild med dig.